All right, it looks like our clock has rolled over to 9:30, so we are ready to get started tonight. Starting to break a little earlier than normal because we have a couple breaks that, well, one break in particular is going to take us a little bit longer than sometimes they do, so we don't want to be up all night long on a work night and a school night. So first, let's take a look. If you haven't bid with me before, there is kind of a little process of information that we go through here at the start of each break. That's just to make sure that everybody's on the same page and that we all kind of know what's happening. So first up, there's a quick note there to let you know that all of my feedback on eBay is 100% automated. So anytime you post positive feedback for me, you should instantly get positive feedback in return. The second part of that message, and the part that's the most important, is to say thank you to everyone. I appreciate everyone who bids with me and breaks with me and hangs out with me in chat, and some of you come by and say hey even when you're not in a break, and I appreciate that too. I like having the company. Next up, guys, here is a quick look of what we have coming up in the days ahead. These are the auctions that are already listed on eBay for the next 5 days. They're typically going to break in the order that you see them listed here. So if you're ever wondering, hey, if I bid tomorrow night on such and such, when's it going to break? This is pretty much the order that it breaks in as well. So tomorrow night, you'll see we have several one-box breaks for a variety of years, and then a half case of Contenders basketball. That'll be the start of a new case. Friday night, we have some autographed memorabilia, some autographed memorabilia, some one-box breaks, and then a full case of 2017 Select Football. That's the last Select Football that I have. Saturday will be some one-box breaks and the back half of the Contenders basketball case that we start earlier in the week. Sunday, once again, we've got autographed memorabilia, some odds and ends there, another half case of Panini Prime Signatures. We're going to open a half case of that tonight as well. We're going to open a quarter of a case of the Hobby Direct Prestige Basketball. We opened the first of that last night, actually. And then we're going to open the back half of Heritage Baseball that we're opening the front half of tonight. We're going to open the back half of this case on Sunday. On Monday, it's just some one-box breaks and an autographed jersey. I meant to get something else listed there, honestly, and I just didn't get it done. So Monday will be kind of short. That brings us to tonight. So we've got a couple of things tonight that are free shipping breaks, and those are first up this evening. And one of them is a full-size autographed helmet. The other is a half case of Prime Signatures football, which sounds like a lot, but it's a fairly quick break. It's just one pack per box. If you're in one of those two breaks with free shipping, that stuff goes out once every 5 to 6 days, or approximately 5 to 6 days after the auction ends. That's a better way to say it. And sometimes sooner if you have a package going out in the meantime. Please make a note if you're in one of those breaks. Take a moment to read what's on the screen there about what happens if your team isn't pulled, what you're entitled to when it is normally sent. That same information can also be found in the auction description. Our paid shipping breaks tonight, those are Encased Football and Heritage Baseball. I'm expecting that will go out most likely Saturday, and if I can get it to you sooner, I will. It always says plus or minus a day in case something goes longer, in case something goes out quicker, but I always strive to get it to you as quickly as I can. So Encased and Heritage, probably Saturday. The full-size helmet and Prime Signatures, most likely Monday. So that brings us to first up tonight, which is our 2018 Hit Parade Series 7 full-size autographed football helmet. This is break number 3, meaning it is the third time we have broken a 2018 Hit Parade full-size autographed helmet. Of course, everything ended tonight, Wednesday night, the 28th of February, and we're live streaming it tonight as well, of course. And team names are there on the left. Winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. One of those spreadsheets will go up before each and every break. So if you're not in this one, you'll get a chance to see your name in lights before your item breaks. You're going to notice there that the background is going out of focus, guys. That is by design. I take off manual focus. I set a focus myself so that we can look at things at a distance that I think works well without giving us a lot of grief. I don't like the zooming in and out, basically. So on this football helmet, it's going to come in a little Hit Parade carrying bag. That I will send. This box that it comes in is not made for shipping, so it won't be shipped in this box, but it will, of course, come in the little carry bag that they provide with the helmet. You are for sure going to get that. We've had really good luck lately pulling nice stuff out of here. And if I could get these cords untangled, maybe we'll see what we have tonight. If I get lucky enough to manage to extricate it. Okay, all right, I see who this is. There's a little sticker in there on the edge of that tells me who the signature is. Of course, this is one that's actually legible, so we would have been able to read it anyway. And it is for the Seahawks, and it's Hall of Famer Steve Largent. So, legendary Seattle Seahawk there. I know I have somebody who bids on the Seahawks all the time and always says he never gets the helmet, so I hope he has it tonight, because that would be a nice little bonus for him. You can see here you've got your COA tucked in there. I'm just going to leave it right where it is. Looks like there's a couple of different ones, including a picture of him doing the actual signing. So I'll leave those tucked in where they are. So full-size helmet tonight off to the Seattle Seahawks. Congrats to them. Let me get our spreadsheet set up here for the next break. And once again, if you are in this break, please take a moment to look at your anticipated shipping date and to review the information about what happens if you don't pull anything in the break. And this is 5 boxes of 2011 Panini Prime Signatures football. And it's a half case. It's break number 51. So the 51st time we've been in this one. And same format as before. We'll just scroll down through here and give you a minute to get your mojo working. This is a brand new case that we're starting. So I will take all 10 boxes out of here. We're going to do the same thing in a little bit with Heritage because it is also a brand new case. So what will happen is we'll take all the boxes out. I will number them on the end, and then random.org will be used to determine which boxes we open tonight versus which ones we open the next time. Triple C, it breaks in the order that you just saw there on that spreadsheet. So the helmet was first, 2011 Prime Signatures we're doing now is second. The half case of Encased Football is third, and the half case of Heritage Baseball is fourth. Obviously, because Heritage is a much longer break with a lot more cards than any of the rest of this. The rest of this is all pretty quick other than Heritage. So it is at the end. Things typically break in the order that they end on eBay, and always when I put up that spreadsheet that showed what was coming in the days ahead, it will pretty much always break in the order that you see on that spreadsheet. All right, guys, so once again, our 10 boxes here are out, numbered on the end, so we're just gonna, well, if Random will cooperate, we'll type in our 10 spots here. We'll hit random one time. Whatever the first 5 numbers are that come up will be the ones we open tonight. So it gives us 9, 10, 4, 3, and 7. So 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10 we're opening tonight. Wait a minute. Not 2. Yeah, not 2. 3, 4. I was like, why do I have too many boxes? That's why. 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10. Okay, so there they are. Our other 5 boxes that remain will be in the next break of this. Hey man, I'll try to find you some awesome Cardinals in Heritage Baseball for sure. I'm really looking forward to Heritage. I'm happy that our 2018 baseball card season is underway. I always look forward to opening the top stuff. It's just pretty much all their products I think are nice. Even their, of course we already kicked it off really with 2018 Series 1, but you know, I kind of consider Heritage to be the start of the new baseball card season, which I don't really know why. Series 1 is the true start, but for whatever reason, I always equate Heritage as being the start of the new card season. So there is 1 pack per box here, as you see in our 2011 Prime Signatures. There is a reasonable likelihood that we will find in here some redemptions. We do find them periodically. And if we do pull one, it's going to be expired. You'll see that on there. But you will still want to redeem it in your Panini account. And a lot of times they still have these older cards, believe it or not. And when they do, they'll send them off to you. And if you haven't gotten it after waiting 3 or 4 months, then comes the fun part. You have to try and track down a live person at Panini. I recommend either through Facebook or Twitter generally. And then if you can ever connect yourself with a live person, they will work with you on a substitution. You know, they'll talk to you about who your favorite player or your favorite team is, that sort of thing. Everything in 2011 Prime Signatures is numbered, even our base cards, so every card you see will be numbered. First out, Warren Moon to 499. You see he's a Houston Oiler, which is the current Tennessee Titans. Cards always stay with their franchises, even when they've been renamed and relocated. Matt Schaub to 499 for the Texans. Chad Greenway to 49 for the Vikings, and Jamie Harper is our hit out of this pack to 249, if I can get it in there, for the Tennessee Titans. That one is an on-card auto, which means that Jamie Harper was at the rookie premiere. So all of the ones that are hard signed in here pretty much came from there. Joe Montana to 499 for the Niners. Lim Barney to 499 for the Lions. Chris Cooley to 99 for the Skins. Dub Jones to 40 for the Browns. There's a little kind of Hall of Famer dude for the Cleveland Browns. We pull him in here every once in a while. Klecko to 499 Jets. Reggie Wayne to 499 Colts. Lim Barney again to 99 for the Lions. And our hit here is to 199. This is Corey Liggett for the Chargers. And that one, of course, a sticker auto. LaShawn McCoy, 499 Eagles. Tony Romo, 499 Cowboys. Maurice Jones-Drew to 49 for the Jags. And TJ Yates to 199 for the Texans. Sticker auto on that one. So up to the last pack, which is equal to the last box. Steve Young to 499 for the 49ers. LaDainian Tomlinson, 499 Jets. Stevie Johnson to 25 for the Bills. And the dreaded redemption. Rookie signature silver, card number 179. So, you know what that means. We're going to roll over here to the checklist. Because I always go to the checklist, guys, even on stuff that I know. I still always go to the checklist. I'm just a nerd that way. I think that's the right way to do it. And so that is how I do it. And everybody can see it. And we're all together on the same page. So let me just I had to pick this up again. I forgot what card set we were in. Well, I guess I needed to choose Prime Signatures first and then worry about the card set. The card set's what I was looking for. Rookie Signature Silver. Card 179. There is no card 179, so what did I look at wrong? What, am I in the wrong year? No, we're in Panini Prime Signatures. Oh, I didn't go to Rookie. Duh, that's what I didn't do. Supposed to be on Rookie Signature Silver. Let's try that again. Card 179. Aldon Smith for the 49ers is our answer here. And that is going to be numbered to 199. Let me put this in a sleeve so I can write on it. 49ers to 199. And then we'll recap. Okay, so our redemption was for the 49ers to 199. Again, it's expired, but go ahead and redeem it in your account per our earlier conversation. TJ Yates to 199 Texans. Corey Liggett 199 Chargers. Nice little Dub Jones to 40 for the Browns. And Jamie Harper hard signed on card to 249 for the Titans. That has a half case of prime signatures locked and loaded. Now we're into some stuff that came out today, which I am very excited about getting into. All of our stuff that came out today. I've been anxiously awaiting the chance to dig into this stuff because I enjoy getting into it just as much as you guys do. So, of course, Encased Football was a paid shipping break. So, again, I'm anticipating that will ship Saturday. And if I can get it out to you quicker than that, I will. But for now, we've got it up there as a potential Saturday shipping date. And if you don't pull something in this, guys, I will still send you something. You're not going to have to wait on it until your next hit because this is a paid shipping break. So if you don't pull a card in the Encased break, you'll still get something sent out to you along with, everything else from this break on the same schedule. So this is a half case, which is 4 boxes of 2017 Panini Encased Football. It's our first break because it just came out today. So we're going to do with it the same thing that we did a moment ago with prime signatures, in that I will take every single box out. We'll number every box. Did I forget to switch your view? No, you're on my view. We'll number every box on the end and then let random tell us which ones we open tonight versus which ones we will open on, was it Saturday night? The back half of this is scheduled? I think Saturday night. So, of course, this product was new last year. 2016 was the first year we had Encased. And it's pretty cool. They took a page kind of out of the Leaf playbook in that one of the cards in here will be graded and ready to go right out of the box. And I hope, last year I personally had pretty good luck pulling out high grades. I know some people reported pulling out a lot of cards that were maybe not as high of graded cards. So I'm hoping that this year, that everybody, everywhere, not just me, that everybody is going to be pulling out some higher graded stuff. That would be the only knock really on the product from last year, is that some people didn't pull higher graded stuff. I mean, like I said, my breaks, I didn't really have that problem, but reportedly some did. So this is 7, 4, 2, and 5. So 2, 4, 5, 7 tonight. And the nice thing I got to say about this right now is if you have tried to get anything graded recently, Beckett is reportedly literally a full year behind, like as in 12 months. Whereas that has now put PSA behind because they're getting all the Beckett overflow. So the PSA folks are now apparently, well, I called them and asked them this about 2 weeks ago. And at that point, they were a full 30 days before they were even getting to the point where they would open your package. And then once they opened it, the standard week to turn it around. So for what that's worth, at least we're going to have one card in here already graded and ready to go. So it'll save us a year with one and a month with another. So anyway, Nick, you said you want Atlanta, but somebody else's name is in there for Encased. So you know what, guys? I will go back and address that in a second. I'll tell you right now what happened is that I did not get end of transaction notices from eBay on a vast amount of stuff. And I was trying to go back in there and pick them up one by one, searching by hand. And it is entirely possible that I goofed one up. It sounds like certainly that I did. And I can check that out and verify that for you in a little bit here, Nick. But since I already have these cards out, I can't cut away from this at this moment. Well, actually, I guess I can leave you on the live feed. I'll leave you looking at that while I go over here and look at the spreadsheet. I just don't want to take your view off of the live cards because they're obviously already out of the pack. And the other thing I would say, guys, is anytime that you see something like that, A, tell me, like Nick did, thank you. And B, I don't ship from this spreadsheet. So even if there is a mistake on the spreadsheet, which it sounds like, again, there is this time, it would not affect shipping because I print out invoices for shipping and use those. I don't do it like this from this spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is literally here just to help you guys remember what teams you have. And I'm trying right now to get this up. You just got to bear with me, guys, while I'm trying to get this up for Nick here to fix, just double check where I have messed that up. Because chances are if I messed him up, I probably messed up the person below him as well, is my guess. And where are my Falcons? So Nick, who do I have in there? Let's just go ahead and fix that right now, and I'll try to figure out who else got messed up at the same time. Yeah, I don't know what I did there, guys, but I apologize. And if someone else, I'm fixing it right now for you. And if someone else noticed that they're mixed up in there as well, let me know, and I will fix it as well. That's normally not so much of a problem because I get end of transaction notices. You can just copy and paste them right from it. When you don't, yeah, well, okay, sometimes this happens, so. All right, so our base card here is Le'Veon Bell for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then we have a little Rodney Harrison coming out for the San Diego Chargers. That is numbered to 49. And, of course, hard signed on Rodney Harrison. Nice Christian McCaffrey patch. Very nice. Numbered to 25. And a very solid looking patch coming out there. And then to 49, we have a patch, a relic for Corey Davis and the Titans. And our graded card is O.J. Howard for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it is numbered to 75 and, of course, graded to 9. They don't have subgrades on here, as you remember that from last year, I'm sure. Autograph grade of 10. Probably because Beckett does them quicker without subgrades, and also probably they charge Panini less money. So that's my guess as to why they don't have the subgrades, but it was that way last year too. As if you remember, it kind of freaked everybody out last year when they started coming out of the box, and it was like, hey, wait a minute, there's no subgrade. Yeah. For the Colts, T.Y. Hilton is our base card. Randy White, nice hit for the Cowboys. Kind of a interesting way that he signed it. Kind of a strange little diagonal there. But anyway, Randy White is to 49 for the Cowboys. A nice hit. Blast from the past there for them. Numbered to 25, we've got a Pat Mahomes relic for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then a Curtis Samuel to 49 for the Panthers. Our graded card in box number 2 is Mike Williams to 49. And that is a cap patch in there. It is also card grade of 9 and autograph grade of 10. So the Chargers with Mike Williams, our second graded card. So we're going to, obviously, we're doing the back half of this case on whatever day I said it was, Saturday, I think. And then we might do the next one just as a full case. Hadn't really thought about it yet. I probably didn't order as much of this as I really should have. Mainly because I thought it was going to be super easy to get it after the fact. And as it turns out, that may not be the case. It may be harder to get than we want to think. Adrian Peterson for the Cardinals is our base card. Oh, nice Richard Sherman. There's a relic and autograph number /10 for the Seahawks. So real nice hit for the Seahawks with Richard Sherman. Landon Collins for the Giants /49. I think maybe they didn't leave enough white space, right? And the players don't want to sign across their picture. So they're all kind of jamming it into that little bit of white space that Panini left. So they probably either should have left them more white space or told them to sign across their picture. I don't know. Josh Reynolds, substantial rookie swatches /10. Nice big relic there, 3-color for the Rams. Patriots on board with some Tom Brady substantial swatches, numbered /5. And you've got a 4-color there. Really a very nice patch. And you don't pull a whole lot of Tom Brady relics, obviously. This one numbered only /5. So pretty nice little hit there for the Patriots. And Seahawks are going to hit again, this time with Darbaugh. And, of course, another cat patch autograph. That one's got the little eyelet. I don't know what you call those on a hat, but you know what it is. It's numbered /75, hard signed, autograph grade of 10, and autograph grade of 9, and card grade of 9 as well. And then our last box in this half case. And then I will put that spreadsheet back up there again in a second. Nick, I did fix you on the one team, but it makes me feel like I might have messed up someone else if I mess up that one, unless I just simply forgot to clear a clipboard or something when I was originally doing that, which is also, I guess, a possibility, but... Larry Fitzgerald for the Arizona Cardinals is our base card. We have a redemption. We're going to set it aside for a second. Zay Jones /25 for the Buffalo Bills. It's a nice looking group of patches there. Most of them 3-color. Well, I guess not most of them. 2 of them 3-color, 1 2-color, 1 single color, to be specific. Chris Harris, substantial swatches, numbered /49 for the Broncos. And our redemption is Zay Jones. That's going to be the Bills again, and that is Rookie Notable Signatures Gold. So we will buzz on, that's the wrong sleeve, we'll buzz over to the checklist and take a look at this one as well. And we'll find out what it's going to be numbered to. They get us back on, all on the same page here. And I guess I'll need to go all the way back to... Takes a minute to go through the drop-down menu, I know, but I think it's worth it. They have everything on here all the way back to maybe 2009, something like that. And this was what? Card set Rookie Notable Signatures Gold. And he is card number 26. Oh, numbered /10. Wow, nice low hit there on the Zay Jones for the Bills. Numbered /10. Can't argue with that. And then, of course, we've got one graded card left to open, and then we'll recap this. Oh, Rams, look at ya. Cooper Kupp, nice. /75 rookie endorsements. And it is card grade of 9 and autograph grade of 10. So before we recap that, let me put the spreadsheet back up where I fixed the one. So Nick, I fixed you in there on the Falcons. And guys, if there is anybody else in here that I have accidentally pasted the wrong username across from the team, A, I apologize, and B, I don't ship from this spreadsheet, so you're never in any danger of it shipping to the wrong place. But the problem is, of course, when I don't get those into transaction notices and I have to go hunt for them one by one, sometimes I make a little mistake here or there, so I apologize for that. And thank you for letting me know, Nick. I appreciate it. So we'll start with our graded cards. Cooper Kupp for the Rams, graded to 9. Amara Darbaugh, Seahawks, graded to 9. Mike Williams for the Chargers, graded to 9. And then O.J. Howard, graded to 9 for the Tampa Bay Bucks. So those are our graded cards. Our other hits are the Zay Jones redemption for the Bills, numbered to 10. Chris Harris, Broncos. Zay Jones for the Bills with the nice little relics there. Sweet Tom Brady to 5 for the Patriots fans. Josh Reynolds for the Rams. Landon Collins, Giants. Richard Sherman to 10 for the Seahawks. So Seahawks with a couple of nice hits in here tonight. For the Panthers, Curtis Samuel. For the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes. For the Cowboys, Randy White. The Titans, Corey Davis. The Panthers, Christian McCaffrey. And then finally, for the Chargers, Rodney Harrison. And again, if you did not pull anything in this break, you are still going to be shipped something, and it will go out when everything else from this break goes out. You don't have to wait for your next shipment on this one. So next up is going to be our Heritage Baseball half case. So now's the time. If you need to take a break, you need to get a soda or a snack, now's the time, because Heritage, man, that one's going to take us a little while. There's a lot of cards in that bad boy. So Heritage, again, if you take a quick glance here on the screen, you will see I'm anticipating it to ship Saturday, and I'll get it to you sooner if I can. And same as before, guys, did not get end of transaction notices on a lot of this tonight. So if I accidentally put the wrong user ID next to a team, please let me know. I'll fix it for you right now while we're live. And otherwise, just know that this is never going to ship incorrectly, because I print out the invoices from eBay, and that's how I do the shipping. This is just here for reference and to make it easy for everybody to remember what teams they have. So of course this just came out today too, just like in Case Football. So I haven't been able to dig into this one yet either, so I'm excited about it too. And this is a monstrously heavy case, because there's a zillion trillion cards in here. And like our other partial cases, all the boxes are going to come out of here. In fact, I need to move them to even have room to set the boxes down out of here. So all our boxes are going to come out. Then they will be numbered on the end. And random will select for us which 6 we open tonight. And the other 6 will be opened on, I believe it is Sunday night when we have the back half of this scheduled. And I do have more than one case of Heritage. We've got a few cases of Heritage. So you can look for more breaks of this beyond, obviously, Sunday night. We'll have more breaks of this throughout next week. And probably even on into the week after that, most likely. And after I get these numbered and random chooses them, I just need to check. Where did I number something wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had 2 9s. That would do it. I'm like, what did I do? Good grief. So after we let random choose our boxes, I do need to just double check one thing real quickly and make sure all of our teams are paid. We had a couple that were pending when I last looked, which is right before we started the live stream. So I will double back and check on that as well. But we're going to do this first and figure out which boxes, and I forgot to bring you along with me, so let's try this again. So all right, here we go. It is going to be 2, 11, 5, 10, 7, and 3. So that's 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 11. 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 11. And here's 10 and 11. So there are our 6 boxes. Let me get these others out of the way here. And I'm going to check one little thing here and make sure that we are good in terms of payment for everything. Yep, we are good. Everybody's now in and ready to roll. So thank you guys. I appreciate everybody getting it in on time tonight, or before we get started on this anyway. And give me 1 second. I'm going to put away the thick card sleeves because we probably don't need them, but we do need some of our other card sleeves out on the table. All right, so here we go. Yay, off into Heritage. So, of course, you know the drill with this. We should have 1 autograph or 1 relic per box. The card design, of course, is 1969 for this year. And then we've got our box topper as well out of each of these. So there's our empty box. You can see all the packs. And this just takes a while, all right? So like I said, you may as well settle in on this one because there's, as you can see, there's a lot of packs. There's a lot of cards per pack. And it takes a few minutes to get, it's going to take more than a few minutes. We'll be at this for a little while, which is why we got started earlier than normal tonight. I'm not going to keep trying to pull that open. We're just going to do that. And it is for the Royals. Is our little box topper card in here. And of course, as you might expect, it's got a few little soft corners and things, but it is an original card from 1969. It's got the anniversary stamp on it, and it goes to the Royals on that box topper. And now we're ready to get things kicked off. Of course, I know everybody's going to be searching for Ohtani, myself included. We got a lot of other rookies in here to find, too, that I think will be very productive throughout the year. And, of course, you never know when we're going to have our next Aaron Judge, because we sure didn't start off last year thinking that he was going to be what he turned out to be. I mean, I think we all kind of thought, you know, he's going to probably be okay, but it's not like he had a fantastic debut in the fall of 16. It was okay, but man, he turned out to be something, didn't he? All right, so again, there are going to be lots and lots of base cards in here, a lot of inserts. We'll kind of cut a path a little bit, makes a puzzle, cut a path a little bit through some of the base. We'll take a little more time with some of the inserts, and of course at any point if you want the pace adjusted, you just jump into chat and let me know. That's Contreras and the chrome kind of parallel there. Sporting News insert, well, Topps News insert, Gary Sanchez. And we'll find a number of these with 3 players, different teams. We'll probably find a couple that have 2 players in different teams. So here's what's going to happen with these. I'm going to set them aside, and then when we get to the end of the break, we'll go into random and we'll basically put in like left, middle, and right, okay, on the 3 positions. And then random will choose one of those 3, and then let's say, for instance, it chose middle, then on each card like this, it would be awarded to the team in that middle position. So that kind of stuff we're going to set aside for that purpose, because it would take forever to do them all individually. So there's going to be a lot of them. Manny Machado, Orioles. Flashbacks. And we're going to be changing directions a bunch of times here, apparently, which is a very Panini way to do things. Topps News, Aaron Judge. For the A's, Chris Davis. And of course, you know, this is my first break with 2018 as well. So if you see a short print go by, I have not learned the short prints yet, guys. So if there's a short print, feel free to shout it out there in chat and let me know. Usually after I've sorted a break or 2, I'll have them learned a little better. And this one, of course, both for the Nationals. So that one, there would be no need to go to random because both players are for the same team. Jacob, I did break that full-size helmet already. It was Steve Largent for the Seahawks, as a matter of fact. I see our hit for this box is coming out early, and it is Clubhouse Collection Relic, game used for Arenado for the Rockies. And just in case anybody's wondering, when I take the cards after we've looked at them and I set them off to the right, there are mats all throughout, all over this table, but to the right is where I typically do my sorting. So they're just moving over there. There's still mats over there. They're still nice and cozy, comfy, and safe. It just keeps them out of the work area. So this, of course, we've got a couple of different teams on here, the Giants and the Marlins. So that's another example of a card that's going to be set aside, and we'll determine when we get to random how that's going to go. Daniel Murphy for the Nationals. ERA leaders. Tell you what, I'm going to wait and put some of those, oh boy. That's a too bad that's not a hard signed, isn't it? But that's a nice little insert there for Mr. Bryce Harper. Pretty cool. But some of that stuff, rather than putting each one in a sleeve as we go, because there's going to be quite a bit of it, I think I will just set them aside. I'll put them all in sleeves after the break, and then that way you don't have to wait on me to do that multiple times per box. Rookie stars. Those are all, again, for the same team, so it's only when they're players from different teams on the same card that we have to worry about setting them aside. we'll just kind of take these out in little groups because I have trouble with delayed gratification myself, so I don't like to sit and wait to take a whole bunch of stuff out either, although sometimes I do. I prefer to look at them, so we'll kind of stop and do a few packs and then go back and open some more and like that. Aaron, I can put that Tom Brady in a one-touch for you. If you would, shoot me over a message just reminding me. I'll do it when we set, before I get up tonight after the break, when I'm sitting here sorting and getting everything and top loaders and all that. I'll put it in there then. But if I see the message on eBay, that will remind me to send you the PayPal money request. And guys, if anybody wants a one-touch case for anything that you pull with me in any of the breaks, all you have to do is send me a message. I'm always happy to accommodate those requests. It's always just at my cost for the case and the PayPal fees. A standard size is going to be $3. If it's some unusual size, like a really, really big one, like one of the 260 point or higher, it would be maybe slightly more. Ditto if it were a booklet case, but a traditional case, it's going to run you $3, and I send out the invoices by way of, that'll need to go to random too, by way of PayPal. They just come as money requests. Yeah, normally, Aaron, if it were something where I wouldn't be sitting for a long period of time after the break, doing sorting and getting, stuff in top loaders and kind of doing the quick first sort and that sort of thing, I would probably remember it. But given how much stuff is here tonight, I'm sure I'll be up quite late doing this, and then I won't probably go back to the office. I'll probably just get this ready and then hit the hay tonight. So by the time I get up tomorrow, I will have forgotten. I won't forget to put it in the case, because that'll do tonight, but I would have forgotten to invoice it probably. That was a really nice patch for him, especially as large as it was and numbered to 5 and everything. It was very nice. Actually, you know what, guys? Here's what we're going to do on these. We're going to send these to the player that's featured on the checklist. So this one we'll send to the Yankees for Aaron Judge. This one we'll send to the Dodgers. And that's kind of how we'll roll with those. Excuse me. Because rather than send that to random, there's, that can easily go to the player that's featured on there. So that's the plan on the checklist. I think that's the most fair way to do that anyway. Our ERA leaders. I tell you what, unless someone really objects, we're going to be flipping cards 500 times in every pack, it seems, because they're definitely going in multiple directions each time. And to tell you the truth, I don't really like flipping them back and forth that much, because to me it seems like it's just handling the card more times than it really even needs to be handled by the time we flip them one side and the other side and the other side. So unless someone objects, we'll probably just buzz through them. If it's an insert or or something important, we'll flip it. If it's not, we may just leave it upside down as we go. And if that bothers somebody and you don't want it done that way, if it's going to upset you or whatever, just jump in the chat and let me know, and I will happily continue to turn them all whichever way you want. Matthew, you said Noah was an SSP. Where did he go? Where did he go? How far back was it? I know there's a delay in chat, and so I don't know how far back it was. Do you know by any chance? Was it in this most recent stack? Is it farther back than this? Ah, here we go. That's the one. How did I even not? I didn't even see that. Good grief. Yeah, that I probably would have recognized. Well, should have. I didn't even see it, to be honest with you. Sometimes I overlook the obvious. That was one of them. Thank you thank you for telling me that, Matthew. As I said, guys, sometimes when I'm going through something for the first time, it's kind of the can't see the forest for the trees sort of thing. I start looking at so many other things like the card design and all the other stuff that I know I overlook some of the obvious stuff. And once I've looked at it a few times and sorted it a few times, then I'm much more likely to notice that when I go through than I am originally, oddly enough. So thank you, yes, for letting me know. That's also a variation, this. For the Marlins, the Ozuna. I'm so sad that Andrew McCutchen is gone from the Pirates. I really am. I like Andrew McCutchen. I mean, they did an interview with him this week, and he seems to be, I guess, happy with the Giants, so that's good, but I'll miss him with the Pirates. All right, let me get this scooted down a little bit. I don't like these stacks to get very high, so I want to make sure I keep everything in a nice little organized manner over there. And our box loader here is our strip of cards. As you know, they alternate. So Reds, Mets, and A's will do the same thing with this as we'll do with our other 3-team positions, as in it will go to random and then it will say either right, left, or middle. So we'll set that aside over here as well into the pile that goes to random.org. So I don't know if anyone looked today at any of the prices or the availability for Heritage Baseball, but oh my goodness, it has gone crazy. It seems like it goes crazy every year in the last few years, but man, it was very, very high. It was 100. It went up to 125 or 130 a box by lunchtime. I mean, and it just came out today. It's just crazy. I mean, it didn't even go up that quickly last year. Of course, again, that's before, you know, Aaron had put his stamp on things. It certainly went up quite high as we got a little bit farther into the year, but my goodness, this was insane. So this is definitely one of those products that if you didn't pre-order enough, boy, you will not be getting any extra. Not really, not unless you would pay a whole lot of money. I saw people offering to buy them for $2,500 a case. Again, at like lunchtime, people offering to buy it $2,500 a case. It's like, wow. That's one of those things where you kind of wish, hey, I should have ordered 10 cases and sold half of them, you know, but I didn't. I order what I wanted to break for us, and so we've got a few cases. We're not in too bad a shape. I just love that insert. I think that insert's really cool. I don't know what about it really thrills me, but I just like it. The black and white, little ruffled edges, the facsimile signature. It's just cool. Well, Thomas, as I said, I have not learned all of the short prints yet in this. So anytime you see one, feel free to jump in there and tell me. Anytime you want to take a look at another one, please let me know. This is my first foray into it as well. It just came out today. So I haven't had an opportunity to open it until right now or to sort it or anything. So again, I recognize that. I did kind of say up front, I knew that would probably happen, because it does take me usually a couple of sorts before I have all the short prints learned. So obviously not intentionally doing that, and I'm happy to go back and pull up anyone you'd like to look at again. So Thomas, is there a particular one that I can go back and locate for you? Which again, I should be able to just grab and find. If you can just let me know the player name, we should be able to find it in that most recent stack if it's something that just went through, and we can gladly take another closer look at it with no problem. The relic here is Ichiro for the Marlins. Oh, that's not the right... There we go. And of course, obviously, when I'm sorting these, I have more time as well to compare and contrast. I can literally have the list of short prints up next to me as I'm sorting it. So a large number of them, I would say the majority of them, I'll be able to catch in the sort. And when I do catch them in the sort, I always label them as short print on the top loader, or SSP as the case may be, so that you would know when you got it. All right, this is the end of box number 2 that we're looking at right now. So of course we've got 6 to open, so we've got 4 left after we finish up this one. Thomas, is this pacing better for you? To give you more opportunity to take a better look at them? Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to slow down a little bit because it's you're probably going to be more likely to catch them right now than I am. And again, after I've had a chance to sort once or twice, and when I can sit there during the sort and have the list of short prints up next to me on a computer screen, it's much easier for me to catch them than first time going through it. I'm not nearly as likely to catch them, but hopefully if we go a little bit slower, then you'll be able to spot them. And as I said, I'm always happy to bring one back up for you. So if you want to take another look at one, just shoot it over there and tell me what the player name is, and we'll go back and find it and be good to go. Oh, you said the Mike Trout was an action variation. Okay, let me go back. Let's go back here and find that one for you. I know there's a slight delay in chat, so I know you probably typed that right when I went past it, but then by the time it shows up on my side, it takes a minute. So there's the Mike Trout again. And what do we have here? This is, oh, for the Diamondbacks. Okay, we've got a little, I'm not going to unfold the whole thing so we can't see it all on camera anyway, but you get the general idea. So our box loader here is the little poster for the D-backs, Arizona. I always love to break these heritage cards until it's time to sort them. Then when it's time to sort them, I'm like, oh, why do I break these to have so many cards? But, you know, it happens every time. I do the same thing with Series 1 and Series 2 and Update. I like get super excited about opening them. I love looking at them. And then when I have to sort that many cards, I'm always like, oh, why do I do that? But Heritage is just such a cool set every year. Last year was one of my favorites, though, because 1968 was a card design that I just happened to really like. So I was pretty stoked about last year's anyway. Oh, the poster is a case hit. Okay, cool. Thank you. Somehow I did not know that. That didn't even register with me at all, that the poster was a case hit. I mean, I would have said a short print probably, but I wouldn't have thought it was a case hit because I could have sworn, well, I guess so. I don't know. I would have, for whatever reason, that didn't register with me that we were looking for that as a case hit. Well, then the D-backs had a nice little unexpected bonus there then, didn't they? And that would be the little kitten running through all the paper that came out of the helmet. You know, they put all that paper in there with that autographed helmet in that box. That little kitten just ran through it. He likes to play in that crinkly paper. It's just that brown kind of craft paper or whatever you call it that they used to pack stuff with. But he's fascinated by it. He loves to jump in it and play in it. So he'll probably come running back through here again in a minute. Make a bunch more noise for us. So it looks like our checklists are going to be pretty evenly split between Bellinger and Judge. I'd say we've pulled about half and half so far. Is that, oh, 6-5. Then and Now, another one that will end up going out by way of random. Another little Bryce Harper insert. I don't think we have any baseball coming out this upcoming week that I remember. Anyway, we'll just open the rest of those in a minute. I believe I think we get something comes out next week, but I think it is basketball. I want to say it's Select Basketball maybe that comes out a week from today, but I don't think there's any baseball this time next week. So that will give us a little bit of time to work through all of our heritage. Muppet Mania. I guess I need to set that aside because we'll have to award that somewhere. Well, actually, we had another flashback card that was non-baseball related, I think, earlier that I forgot to set aside. So we'll just do a random that will cover all of the non-baseball flashback cards. That'd probably be the easiest way to do that. Polanco for the Pirates Clubhouse Collection Relic. But yeah, definitely there has to be a little bit of a break in between. Can't do these in back-to-back nights because of the sorting. So we have to do these and then have a night or two and then do them again and that kind of thing. So we'll probably, of course, we've got some Sunday. We'll do the back part of this case on Sunday. And then we'll probably start a new case Tuesday. Kind of what I'm thinking right now. Well, my little stack is trying to commingle with the other stack. What do you guys think Dansby's going to do this year? He kind of had, you know, the disappointing year last year, and yet I think it's still pretty high on him. What do you think's gonna happen? Maybe he's going to come back bigger and better and badder than ever. I don't know. I do think the Yankees are going to be fun to watch. I know there's a lot of people that don't like the Yankees, but come on, man. You got Giancarlo and Aaron. They're going to be fun to watch. They just are. Let me see something. No, I guess not. Of course, we've got all these, still got so many unsigned free agents. It's kind of been a weird off season, hasn't it? A little bit. So that was our halfway point. That was our third box. And we're starting into our fourth box right now. Looks like we've got another strip of cards in this one. Of course, I'm pretty impressed that Topps managed to get Ohtani in this in Heritage, because, you know, sometimes they're not as quick as Panini getting rookies into things. Another little strip that'll end up going by way of random, and we'll just set it aside with the others. Oh, you know what? I think Panini does come out next week. I take that back. I said there was no baseball next week, but I think there is. It's maybe, is it Diamond Kings or Donruss Baseball? One of the two, I think, does come out next week. Just not a Topps product. I had forgotten about it until I was talking about Ohtani and the fact that Panini had announced, of course, first that he was going to be in their early products, and then of course Topps came in along behind and managed to get him in here into Heritage and some of our other early products. But yeah, it might be Diamond Kings that's next week. I just can't remember if it's that or Donruss Baseball, but I'm pretty sure it's one of them. Oh, here's a different checklist player. Bryce Harper on that one. Poor Joey Votto. I can't imagine why he sticks with my Cincinnati Reds. You know, he could go somewhere else and win, and still make lots of money. But he's another... how did I pass another one? I was really kind of looking for those now, but you said that I just passed another one with Ellsbury. How am I not even seeing this when it goes by the first time? Oh, there it is, because this time it's on the right. I'm sitting there looking, thinking it's going to be on the left, but of course it makes sense. It's going to be oriented where the way the picture is oriented. It's not always going to be on the left, but I know that doesn't make sense, and you just think, why don't you notice it when it goes by? But honestly, if you looked at as many cards in these breaks as I look at on a nightly basis and then sorting them as well, you kind of, at some point, you just kind of tune out a little bit on certain ones, and you start to look for them as patterns, right? So like I'm thinking, just in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, I got to remember, I got to watch for the gold down there on the left. And of course, then that one's on the right, and then there you go. So it does get easier for me. After I've looked at them a little while, I'm much more likely, as I said, to catch them than I am in the beginning. So thank you for keeping me on track there, Matthew. You are my hero tonight, man. But it really is kind of interesting. People will ask me sometimes, maybe we've broken 4 or 5 products in a night. And usually, of course, several of them are going to be smaller, like we did with the 2011 Prime Signatures, not as many cards as certainly in this break. So maybe I've done 2 or 3 one-box breaks, and then somewhere down the road, somebody will ask me, what did we pull out of one of those? And it'll be the same night, maybe a half hour later than when we did it. And most of the time, a good amount of the time, I will have already forgotten. I just don't retain that somehow. Unless it's a big hit. I mean, obviously, if it's like a huge hit, yeah, I'm going to remember it. But for just regular run-of-the-mill hits and cards, I keep them in there long enough to see them go by, and that's about it. Don't really know why that is. That's kind of the way I've always been when it comes to breaks. I think there's just only so much space in my poor little head, right? So it can't hold all that information every night. And then if I did, I would forget where I put my keys or something. You know what I mean? Another flashback. And I've always meant to ask other breakers if they are the same way. If I was just looking at the code on the back of that, if they are, if they do the same thing, kind of have a tendency to sort of not retain that. Now we're getting into a lot of different checklist players, so that's cool. Well, my goodness. We have a racetrack, a horse racing track here, Keeneland Racecourse. And for years, Keeneland they'd only run 16 days in the spring and 16 days in the fall. So it's only open a total of basically a month out of the whole year. And so for years and years, just out of a sense of tradition, I guess, there was no public address system at Keeneland. No PA system at all. So there was nobody doing live race calls or anything like that. And gosh, I was probably, I was probably even out of college before they changed that. So now, even though they've had it now for years, an announcer and a PA system, but because I had all those years of going there when they didn't, and there wasn't anybody doing race calls, I find that when I'm at Keeneland Live, I still have a tendency to just tune it out. I just automatically don't listen for the announcer, and I'm kind of like trying to watch as they go around the track to see where each horse is in position. So it's just funny the way your brain kind of works with things sometimes. Pirates hit again. This is Starling Marte to 99. It's a nice little patch right there, 2-color, and of course a thicker card as well than our other Clubhouse Collection relics, as they usually are when they're lower numbered and have multiple colors. They're almost always thicker cards. Little Bryce Harper. Back-to-back Syndergaard. One was chrome and one was paper. Or what they call chrome in the Heritage set. Obviously not what we think of as chrome in terms of freestanding chrome, if you will. All right, we have 2 boxes left. This stack is getting kind of high, so I'm just going to move these slightly so that I can make a new stack in front of it, basically. Have another strip of cards as our box topper. Well, that one's ripping down the front as well. I put these in something else anyway, generally, but I do generally like to keep those things intact if I can, but that one kind of ripped down the front as well. Triple C memorabilia, yes, I will recap any relic and signature hits that we had along the way at the end after we do our random stuff, because we will have the random that we'll have to do for the cards that have 3 spots on them. Then we'll have to do a random for the cards that have 2 spots with different teams. And we will also have to random the flashback cards that are the non-baseball cards. So we'll do that, and then we'll recap our relics and signatures. So far it's been all relics. We haven't had signature come out yet. Hey, Scott. Oh, I'm so glad you're on here, man. Did you find the white sparkle pack in there? It wasn't a pack, but because I had sent you a message on eBay, but you didn't answer, and I wanted to catch you when you got that, because there were cards inside the helmet in that envelope, but there was also wrapped in bubble wrap and in a top loader and a team bag, your White Sparkle basketball card. Did you find that? I hope you did. It was right up there at the top. And then if you didn't, go get your stuff. Go get your packing peanuts out of the trash or wherever. Because White Sparkle is in there, man. Okay, good. Because I literally forgot to put it in there originally, and I had already packed the whole everything, and then I said, oh, man, I knew it would get there safely, but I was worried that you would not see it. So then I sent you the message the day I shipped it, and then you didn't respond to the message. I was like, oh, man, I got to make sure he finds that. Evan Longoria for the Rays with that Clubhouse collection. That was a pretty sweet helmet, right? Jerry Rice, man, that was nice. Okay, you did see the message. Good. All right. I'm glad, because I was worried about that. In fact, I thought about that. I woke up this morning at like 4 in the morning for I don't know what reason. I think it was storming or something outside woke me up. But anyway, I woke up thinking about, oh no, I've got to remember to check the tracking and make sure that I get in touch with Scott so that he knows to find that White Sparkle. I was like stressed out about that because it's such a... That would not be one you could easily replace, right? I mean, that was my thought. So, I'm glad it is all safe and sound. Those are the good days when you get nice packages with lots of stuff you've hit. I like those days too. Oh, that was a little Jesse Winker. I thought he played pretty well last year for the Reds, but I was reading, someone had written, gosh, it might have been on Bleacher Report, I don't know. It was an article I read in one of my apps, and they were talking about some of the rookies that they thought were maybe not as good as promised or something to that, wording similar to that effect. And they talked about Jesse Winker in there, and I was like, oh, really? Because like I thought Jesse Winker was pretty good last year, but whoever it was that wrote that article did not agree with that assessment. So there you go. But I'm probably biased since he's, you know, a Cincinnati Red. We don't have a lot to look forward to as Reds fans. You got to give us what we have. We take what we can get. Brewers with the little black border there. And that is kind of not maybe cut great. Can you see that? Kind of all down the edge of this. There's tons and tons of like white and kind of chipping and stuff along the edges. This is not what I would call particularly well cut. And even down here in this lower right corner, there's more white, and this is not cut well for the Brewers. Just throwing that out there. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about, because it's prevalent all down both sides. There's a lot of white where it's cut not great. Oh, Scott, you have 2017 Topps High Tech and Synergy Hockey coming tomorrow. Well, you're going to have a big day. You ripping all that tomorrow? I was a little disappointed in Topps High Tech this year, and I was a little disappointed in Bowman High Tech. I said this year. It was actually last year. It was 2017. But I was a little disappointed in both of them. They didn't really, and I like High Tech as a whole, but I don't know. Maybe it's just what I hit maybe affected how I felt about it, and that can happen, you know, sometimes. You hit something awesome, you like a product more. Definitely happens to me anyway. Be like, yeah, that's the most awesome product ever. Oh, well, that's a good plan. So you're gonna sell some of it sealed and rip some of it. I like that plan. Yeah, I saw I was on the website again yesterday or day before, and saw that you had added some more stuff. You had some new featured stuff on the home page and whatnot. I got to get on there and look around more. I look and then I get busy doing other stuff, and then I don't always get back to where I started out. And that's not true. I mean, that's true of lots of things, not just your website. It's true of many, many things I start doing online, and then eBay questions come in, or the phone rings, or I don't know, something happens, and I end up not always getting back to where I started out. Oh, you did? You had good hits in high tech? I don't know why. I just really did not have anything that stood out to me as being an awesome hit in high tech. And maybe it was, and I just don't remember it. Because I think that came out at the time of year, if I'm remembering correctly, when there was so much stuff coming out. It was like November, December time frame. So it probably also didn't open as much of it as I might have normally. Because it seems like every card company likes to put out 500 products in 4 weeks, and so none of it, you end up opening none of it as much as you would like to. Oh, you just added another Josh Dobbs. Cool. You know, I'm going to go look at it, even though everybody gives me grief for saying that I think Josh Dobbs could turn out to be good. That's all right. I still think it. I will think it until the day he's kicked out of the NFL or I'm proven otherwise. I don't know. But he's just such a smart guy. I think if they just, I mean, yes, he needs some work on some things. I'm not going to deny that. But I think if they work with him and he's there as a backup, I think he's going to be okay. Wow, one case you had of high tech, you had 7 Judge base variations and a blackout green rainbow auto redemption. Yeah, you definitely had better luck with your high tech than I had with mine then, in that regard anyway. I didn't miss that one. Are you happy, Matthew? I caught one. I'm happy that I caught one. That's Corey Seager action variation photo. I finally recognized one as I went through. Yes, the deal is, Scott, that of course is my first time breaking this, and I haven't learned all the short prints yet, and I've been missing like almost every one that goes by, and poor Matthew is having to come along behind me and say, you just missed that short print. You just missed that short print. So I'm very, pleased with myself that I didn't miss that one. By the time we do the back half of the case, I'll have probably most of them in my head at that point. But the first one's always so rough for me in that regard. Always has been. No matter what the product is, I always just have the hardest time, the very first time, remembering what the short prints and variations that I'm looking for. And we have another little strip of cards as our box topper here. So we pretty much, well, we had the one poster and all of, oh, and we had the one 1969 card anniversary stamped, and then all the rest have been the strips of cards for our box toppers. Yeah, I feel you, Scott. I mean, I usually, once I've been through something a couple of times, I can catch them without even thinking about it, usually. But until I've been through them a couple of times, oh yeah, I struggle. Clubhouse Collection Relic, Kyle Seager for the Mariners. So we were all relics in this half of the case. Which probably means that we'll have a few signatures in the back half of the case. It's unusual to do a whole case and not have any signatures, so I would think we'll probably find a couple in the back half. Nice little Buster Posey. All right, Scott. Well, we will see you later, man. I'm glad you got everything safely, and have fun scanning. Scanning and listing. You know I hate doing those things. That's why I never sell individual cards. I hate to scan them. Because I have a bunch, really, that I kind of need to sell. I kind of want to sell a bunch, but I don't want to do the scanning and the listing of them. So my solution was going to be send them all off, have them all graded, and then problem solved until, yeah, guess what? It's taken 500 years to get anything back for grading, so then I'm just kind of back to square one. And there's old Jesse Winker again. He looks so young, doesn't he? I mean, I guess he is young, but some of those guys just look really, really young. Then it now. Well, we're going to get finished up before midnight anyway, Eastern time, so we'll be finished up by 11:30 anyway. That's not too bad. Oh, dang it, Matthew. Right when I thought I had it under control, I missed an action variation. And where did I stack those? That is an excellent question. Because now my stacks are getting really high, really taking up all kinds of space over here. So I got to think about which stack it is. I'm looking right now. I'm not sure how. No, it wasn't in that. I thought it was in that one, but it wasn't. I'm looking for it. right, which stack did I put it in? Boy, I don't know which stack I put it in, because that's the one I thought that I put it in, but it wasn't in there, so this may be one, since I don't know, that's literally where I thought it was, the most recent stack, but it wasn't in there. So if I don't find it in one of these next two, that may be one that I don't find again until I sort, because those stacks are pretty high over here now. And before each one, I knew exactly where I set everything. But now, most of my space is taken up. So some things are getting set on top of stacks, in which case it could be in any of them. And I am really not seeing this. I'm looking again. Not in that one. Basically just trying to take the top off of most of these stacks that we are over here to see if I can find that for you, but I don't really know where it is. I mean, I saw a Bellinger in one, but I didn't remember seeing an action variation, so I don't know where it is. Yeah, Matthew, this one I think may be one that I'm not going to see again until I sort, because I just looked at the top of pretty much all of these and I don't see the card. Got one more to check here. Of course, the very last one that I check is the one it is. Wouldn't that just flip and figure? Couldn't be the first one I checked. It would have to be the last one. That is par for the course, isn't it? But there it is. There's our action variation for Mr. Cody Bellinger. And then we are back at it here. Going through the last of our last box for tonight. And again, on those checklists, they're going to go to the player that you see on the checklist. So we saw a bunch that had Aaron Judge, several that had Cody, and then we've seen Bryce Harper and a handful of other players by this point. But it will go to the team, whatever player is in that little upper corner on those checklists. That's the team that'll get that card or those cards. Ichiro. And that was Gary Sanchez. So, of course, when we look at these last three packs, then we're going to go into random, take care of a few things there. And after that, we will then recap the relics that we have pulled. Okay, so we got a few things to deal with. Let's first take care of these. There are more of these in the main stack of cards over there that I did not originally set aside. but this is going to be a random for any of these flashback cards that are not baseball related. So this is a sample of them. Again, I know there are additional ones stacked in with the regular cards, so it's going to be any of the flashback cards that are not baseball related. That's what we're going to do in this random that we're going to roll through right now. As you see, I'm just copying all of our teams from the spreadsheet, and then I'm going to paste them here into random, and I'll scroll down through the list so you can see that everything was copied and pasted in there properly. And I'm just going to hit one time random, and wherever it comes up, that's who's going to get those. And I need to find something I can put these in so I can write on it. So that comes up to the Blue Jays. So that's going to be any of the flashback cards that do not have a baseball theme are going to go to the Blue Jays. All right, now let's get back to our stack here. So we have some then and now cards. These have, of course, 2 different teams on them. Again, there may be a few of these that are sorted over there into the main pile of cards, but this is, I'd say, the majority of them. And this is going to go in simply as left and right into random, okay? So, because there's only 2 things going into random at that point, whereas, you know, we had 30 teams, so we have plenty of teams to only do random once, but there's only left and right going in here, so we're going to do random 3 different times, and the first 2 times don't count. It is only the third and final random that counts. I always enter left first and right second. And if it were top to bottom, you know, it would be oriented. I would always enter whatever was on the top first and the bottom second. So the first one doesn't count. Second one doesn't count. Third and final does count. There you'll see 3 times our date and time stamp, and it comes up to the right. So I'm going to put just one of these in a sleeve so that I can circle the right-hand side on the sleeve. And of course, again, guys, that's not on the card, it's on the sleeve. And that's how these will go. So, for instance, this one is Marlins, Mariners, Dodgers, so on and so forth. So it's always going to be the team on the right-hand side. If there are more of these that I find over there in the main stack, it'll be the same thing. It's going to go to the team on the right-hand side. Now for this stack, we're going to do basically the same thing, except it will go in as left, middle, and right. I'm going to once again put the top card in a sleeve so that we can, or so that I can circle the position that is the winner there and keep it nice and easy for sorting purposes. And as before, we will do random 3 different times. The first 2 will not count. Doesn't count. Second doesn't count. Third and final does. There's our 3 times. There's our date and time stamp. It goes to the middle position. Whoops, I took you back to the spreadsheet. I meant to take you back to here. Okay, so for instance, this one is the Indians. And you'd have the A's, the Rockies, the Yankees, the Mets, etc. So I think this is going to be the majority of these, but as I said about the others, if I find that there are additional ones stacked in with the main cards that I've failed to set out separately as we went through, same thing. It's going to go to the team that is in the middle position on this. Then for our strips of cards, we're going to do kind of the same thing, but there's something we need to do first because I consider that to be really more of a hit. These are really more base cards. So we're going to look at these and see if anybody owns 51% or more as we go. And there's also only 4 of these, and there were zillions of those. So, for instance, you would have to own 2 of the 3, Reds, Mets, and A's. So if someone owns 2 of those 3 teams, the same person, they would just take that outright. If they don't, then it will be going to random again here in a second. So the Reds right there, Salcom 22. The Mets, Montana 0826. And the A's, okay, so 3 different people. So we know that card, or that strip of cards, is going to random. So now we will look at our second one. That is Cubs, Nationals, and Angels. So same thing. So here's our Cubs. Where are, who did I say it was again? Cubs, Nationals, and then the Angels. Where are my Angels? Okay, so nope, same thing. That one is also going to be going to random. Our third one is Blue Jays, Astros, and then, oh boy, in the middle we've got a bunch of teams in there. Marlins, a couple of Rockies, a Dodger. That one's going to be difficult to do just because of all the teams that are in the middle. But let's see if anybody owns. We'll still look at it and see what we come up with here. Okay, so our Blue Jays is Wally. The Astros is John Wright. The Marlins is Wally. The Dodgers are Paul, and then the Rockies is Wally. So Wally has 3 out of, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams on there. So that one will go to Wally because that he has 3 of the 5 positions on that card. So that one we don't have to take to random. And whoops, it took us to a black screen by accident there. So this card, I need to find something to write on. Well, I'll just write it on here. Okay, so this one's going to Wally because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams on there. He owned 3 of the 5, so that is 51 or more %. So this one doesn't go to random. It's done. That leaves us with the last one here, which is Marlins, the Giants, and the Diamondbacks. All right, so the Marlins, there's Wally again, or Walleye, actually. So that's the Marlins, the Giants, and the Diamondbacks, all different. Okay, so that means 3 of these are going to random. This one, and this one. And so these will go in just like we did the other stuff. It will go in left, middle, right. We'll go through random 3 times with it, and the first 2 times do not count. The third and final one will give us the answer. All right, first doesn't count, second doesn't count, third and final does, and it goes to the team on the left. Okay, so that means, oh man, my screen just went out on me. So this one will go to the Marlins, this one to the Cubs, this one to the Reds. Okay, so that's all the stuff that we needed to do in random. Now to recap our relics, we have Kyle Seager for the Mariners, Evan Longoria for the Rays. Of course, he's traded and gone, but anyway. /99. Starling Marte for the Pirates. Nice 2-color patch for the Pirates. Polanco also for the Pirates. Ichiro for the Marlins. And then Arenado for the Rockies. So that is it for tonight, guys, for this half case of Heritage. That's got us all wrapped up, and I thank everyone once again. I thank you for being part of the break and keeping me company in chat and bidding and breaking with me and all that, and thank you for your patience. I know sometimes it is challenging when I was going past a few short prints there. That does get better as I go along. It's always the first time is always the hardest for me to remember, but thank you. I appreciate it, guys. And no, Thomas, there were no autos. That's actually something I talked about part of the way through, that we had pulled all relics in this half of the case. So I expected that we would find some autographs in the back half, because we certainly didn't find any here in the front half. So it was all relics there. Did you want me to run through those again? Or did you want to see any of those again, Thomas, before I sign off? I'm just waiting to see if there's anything else. No? Okay. All right then, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. If you missed it earlier, I do anticipate that this is going to get out on Saturday. And as always, I'll try to get it out to you sooner if I can. And in the meantime, have a great rest of your night. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow night. Some different products, but we'll be back at it. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.